Mm. Oh. Oh, hey. What are you doing here? Your room. Oh, oh, yeah. Sorry. Mm, I fell asleep. Oh, yes, in your room. I wanted to talk to you. Oh. Well, yeah, I was drinking, but that's not why I wanted to talk to you. See, there. That's why I wanted to talk to you. That's what I wanted to talk about. You not wanting to talk to me. What is this? What is this about? No, I want to talk about this. What on earth has happened? I haven't done anything that I know of. Why are you so angry at me? In all of our lives, you've never been like this. You've never been this angry at me, and I've never not known what was going on when you were pissed. But now all of a sudden it's all monosyllabic answers when I speak to you, and not looking me in the eye, and you never have time for me. My God, 3 times this week when I walked into a room, you left. What is going on? No, I really don't know. Look, can we please not do this? Don't you want to go back to how things were? Don't you miss the way we used to be? I know I do. Of course I miss being close with you. You've been my best friend all of my life. I hate what's happening to us now. Please, just tell me what I did so maybe I can fix it or at least mitigate the damage. I have no idea why you're angry. Yes, I really want to know. Wait, what? Wait. What? Oh my God, no. Why would you think I slept with your brother? And oh my God, what kind of rumors are you listening to that you would believe without asking me? What did you see with your own eyes? Oh, no. Okay, yes, I slept in his bed, but he wasn't even there. That was when his roommate was out of town. I fell asleep on his bed, and he went and slept in his roommate's bed. How did you know about that? Okay, well, if you saw me, then you saw me there alone. What do you mean, what was I doing in his bed to begin with? You've never had a problem with me speaking to your brother. Well, I didn't tell you I'd seen him because... Think about it a minute. That was the week before your birthday. You had a surprise party? That's what I was talking to him about. I didn't tell you I'd seen him because I would have had to explain what we were talking about, why I was seeing him. It wouldn't have been a surprise if I'd told you about it. Why do you still not believe me? Yes, I was excited that week. I was planning a surprise party for you. I thought I was doing something nice. I was doing something nice. Oh my God. I would never do that. No, I'm not interested in your brother. And if I were, it wouldn't be worth the messiness or the potential complications. I wouldn't do that. I value what you and I have. I wouldn't want anything that could come in the way of that. If I dated your brother and it didn't go well, or if I dated your brother and it did go well, that could get in the way of me and you. And I value our friendship too much to take that kind of a chance with it. And besides, how could I date your brother and not compare him to you? And then it wouldn't work out because nobody ever compares to you. Don't you know? God, since we were kids, every single guy I've ever looked at has had to be measured against you. And I realize that you don't feel the same. No. No, you don't. I'm not talking about just the way our friendship has impacted our ideas of relationships. I'm not talking about how you have been an influence on the way I see men in general because we've always been friends. You know what? Fuck it. If this relationship is going to be over because of something I never did, it might as well be over because of something I did do. I have loved you all of my life. I mean, not just like a friend. I'm not just a little. There's never been anybody I've ever really wanted to be with. And anybody I dated, it was always because I couldn't have you. And I get that you don't feel the same. And I was happy enough just to be friends with you because it was still the best relationship in my life. And I didn't have to be with you in order to want to be with you. I could still be happy if you were happy. I mean, obviously, I wasn't happy when you were with the skank, but that's because she was a skank and you weren't happy with her. So, oh God, why didn't I tell you? Well, for one, I don't think you would have been ready to hear it when we were 8. But I did used to write you little love notes and then throw them away all the time. So many. I found a couple a few years ago, and the handwriting and spelling is atrocious, but it's also kind of sweet and kind of sad. And then we got to middle school, and I kind of figured that maybe you were gay because you never ever seemed to look my way. And then we got to high school, and you started dating said skank. And I thought, okay, well, he's straight. He's just not straight for me. So that's what happened. But I always did And by that point, we were just established as lifelong friends. And so I was happy with that. So long as you were happy with that. I would have been happy with anybody you were with. So long as you were happy with them. Well, no. You wouldn't have been happy with her. Because, skank. And also, kind of loudmouthed. Uh, Tacky. Overbearing. Obnoxious, badly dressed. And what she did with her hair, yeah. I was not happy with her. Well, yes, I was jealous, envious. Jealous implies a sense of ownership that I never really felt. Not like that. But, I could have handled envy. I could have handled jealousy. I couldn't handle you being unhappy. Made it really hard to keep my mouth shut toward her. Yeah, no, I suppose I didn't. So, there you have it. I realize that this has kind of thrown a spanner in everything. But at least it's going to be the right spanner. Because I could not bear to think that our friendship was coming to an end because you thought I would have slept with your brother. Foolish creature. Well, yes, I am stupid as well, but, it's not kind of you to point it out to me under these circumstances. Hmm? Wait. What? Please don't say that if it's not entirely true. Please don't say that if you're just feeling bad, or, please don't say that if you're just... Okay. Maybe you do feel the same. I want you to be happy. Would this make you happy? It would make me very happy. Hey, you cupcakes. I so often say I hope you liked the story. I actually have a good idea that a lot of you will have liked the story. That sounds egomaniacal. It may be. But actually, what I really mean to say there is that I know that when I put something like first crush or ex-girlfriend or childhood love or anything like that, that I'm going to get a little spike in my views because not to do with anything necessarily about my great writing, because it is what it is. You know what I mean? But there's clearly a desire for those kinds of stories. There's clearly a common theme about people who want that kind of fantasy, that kind of vicarious fulfillment. And, my audience isn't the only one. I haven't seen, I don't think I've seen Hallmark movies, but uh, the titles seem to imply that there are a lot of first loves rekindling type of thing. So clearly you're not alone. And like, Lord knows these stories came to me from my own experiences. I mean, I'm always thinking of the same person when I write about childhood crushes and first loves. you will you will see recurring themes. Like I did a story about this guy once before where I wrote about running into your childhood crush at an airport, a convention. Ran into him in a convention and talked about having written little love letters to him when I was a kid. And that's because I actually did that with someone and I never sent them off. And in that story, I actually had the two characters go their separate ways by the end of the story. And a lot of people did not like that. They wanted them to be together, which I get. I get that. But you know what? There's also a lot to be said for letting that sweet, wholesome memory remain sweet and wholesome. There's a lot to be said for being able to love someone without having to have them. Now, I will confess that there's a part of me that wrestled with that whole idea of being friends with somebody that you're in love with, because it does feel a little bit like you are just waiting for the opportunity to pounce, and I did not want to make a story like that. I did not want to make a story about someone who was just hanging out as if they were waiting their turn. I didn't want to make a story where someone had been investing their time with another person as if their time were tokens that they fed into a machine until they'd paid enough to have that dispenser give them love. That's not healthy for the person who loves that way. And it's not fair to the person who is loved that way. Because it isn't love for love's sake. It's love with an agenda. I tried hard to keep this story from being love with an agenda, and I hope I succeeded. But I also wonder, when I put these stories out here, when you hear a story about getting together with your first love, are you thinking about somebody in particular? Is there somebody that you're loving with an agenda? For most of you, it will not be that deep. For some of you, it will be. I don't mean any shade by that. I mean, we don't really choose where our hearts go. But if you are carrying a torch for someone who is not reciprocating it, I hope that you will be able to remove yourself from them until enough time has passed that you can be differentiated, that you can look at it as a sweet, innocent love from once upon a time. Because unrequited love is a fuck of a feeling. You deserve better than that. And the person you're in love with deserves better. They deserve to have friends who want to be their friends, not friends who are just waiting to be their romantic partner. And you know what? It is hard to find that person who will return your love if you're focusing your energy on someone who doesn't. All right, lecture over, my loves. Watch this lecture turn into the utter destruction and downfall of my top tier patron lists. She's right, I should not focus my unrequited love on her. I'm joking, I know that won't happen. Because I love all of you. Deeply, romantically. I love you. You are the only one. Anon and James SLE and Harper Evolution and Wolf 9004 and Vile Miles and Succubus Slave and Malicilo and Army Guy 007 and Mr. Fabulous and Tiny the Taxman and Meryl and Inline Flaws and Mr. Rickles and Annan and Nick and Always Able and Infinite Moon and Old Bean UK and Kalu Bear and Forces and Swaggy Llama and Cody and Artlo and Pierce Tailish and Tomberry Shuffle and Christian Kaleapa'a. I love you. You are the only one for me. All right, you guys. I hope you will all be as good to yourselves as you are to me. I will talk to you tomorrow. Oh, real quick. I've got a birthday coming up on Friday, and I was thinking of doing a live stream. Probably not a live stream. Who am I kidding? I was thinking of doing a premiere of all of my favorite, a live premiere of all of my favorite stories. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. I do actually read them, even when I don't respond. I do read them. Talk to you later.